Greetings and welcome to the Talk to Me America show, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. We may or may not have time for calls today. Like the title says, I'm going to go over the State of the Union address. It probably won't last more than 15 minutes or so. I can't wait to see this. I've literally got two bingo cards with things on it. Got one from Mr. Tizo, I believe, earlier, and then one from Twitter. They seem to cover almost everything that might possibly happen, including him dropping dead at the podium. Let's see. Can everybody hear me? It looks good here. Everything looks good. I usually have trouble with the sound, though. I wasn't in any of these other ones. So, welcome to the show, everyone. It's another Thursday. I hope everyone had a great week. We're going to try and make this snooze fest a little fun. I don't think that Trump is actually going to be live reacting. He's going to be tweeting or truthing as we go. So, I'll try to keep up with that as well as the cards. The bingo cards and, of course, all the chats that I'm watching as far as that goes here, too. So, welcome. I'm your hostess, ldghwih. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. All right. Any update or information on Tweak? I haven't been hanging around a whole lot, except for like yesterday and today, and nobody's mentioned him or anything like that. How's he doing? I know that he could be cleared, but you know what happens when you use the ambiguous words like could and may and might. In fact, a lot of the headlines now are all of that. They're trying so hard to stick it in our head that Trump might be a dictator when he gets in office again. Trump might, he could. It's like... You mean he could do the same things that you're doing to him right now? Gee, I wonder if he has any reason for that. Jeez. And so far, nobody's buying it. Because, like I say, we've had experience with him. I think that's one of the reasons why everybody wants him back so much. We already know he's not going to sell us up the river. And maybe, just maybe, some of this, what did he call it? Migrant crime will end. So let's hope so. All right. So shout outs 451 actual with Kevin's Chaotic Coffee. Let's see. Almost now, exclusively now on pilledandfoxhole.net, which I'm also on as well. Make sure you hit me up over there. Kevin with Kevin's Coffee. I haven't seen any of his live feeds lately. Of course, I can't keep up with everybody while I'm trying to do my own show too. Sorry about that. I approved of this, yeah. We're good. I get the feeling, in fact, actually, one thing I didn't see, I looked over these a couple of times. Let's see. Hang on a second. Let's see. Not one of them has on there where he says, well, anyway. And I've been watching, I'm going to be watching it on whitehouse.gov if you guys want to watch it without my commentary or without me reading the stuff from True Social at the same time and then trying to keep track of these things. But yeah, so far for the last at least 2 hours now, because I've had all this stuff pulled up and I'm trying to do everything, get everything together. At least for the last 2 hours now, the emojis have been going absolutely nuts over on whitehouse.gov. So if you want to check out some absolute bot bullshit, if you will, it's like they've got a bunch of interns sitting there going all at the same time, all together, because it does. There's a whole passel, and they've only got 3 emojis. You can see them underneath there. In fact, it tells you, it gives you instructions right underneath where the video is going to come up over there. So, of course, Pastor Chatelet, my main moderator, he's actually a moderator on all of my platforms. Let's see. We're on Odysee, YouTube, Rumble, and pilled/foxhole.net. I really like going there. I like doing live feeds over there on Pilled. It's nice and everything like that. I only have one small problem. unless I'm just doing it wrong, but taking out the chat so that I can split the screen so I can watch the chat and not necessarily so much just sidebar monitor the video. It's really weird. It disappears everything except for this chat, and it goes big screen and everything like that. And then I have to shrink it down and put it over to the side, make it the size that I want, and then pull up the other screen again for it. So it's weird. All right, I'm gonna go through. Let's see, real quick. Like I say, Red Dawn Radio, as I like to call him, Tyrone, the Drunken Rocky, on right after my show. Now I don't know if we're gonna do anything after 9 o'clock on this show, unless you guys want me to. I doubt that Biden's gonna go any longer than that. Or do I start at 10? No, 9. Okay. He's starting in an hour. 51:09. I've got the countdown over here and everything like that. Raynoth, DJ Bass, Magical Trevor, some guy from Maine, Rougarou, Not Me B, and Town, which everyone wants to be Town, with the Pureblood Media Group.tv interactive streamers network that you can discover where and when your favorites are, or discover new ones. We have everything on here from predator hunting, if you can call it that, or I don't know whether they call that now, to stuff like me, to I think there's even a couple of how-to channels on there as well now. I know we got a woodworking videos and all of that other stuff. We just want to have our own entertainment network, if you will. So yeah, go and check out pureblood.tv. It's actually https community.purebloodtv.tv, and then you can check it out. You can also go to, there's got a news channel, the TV guide, there's a social media and everything like that. You can advertise if you want to, and I'm sure that this gets lots of eyes. I don't see a counter on here, but you can probably, with the advertising, when you contact someone on this site about the advertising, they'll give you I'm sure they'll give you an idea of how many views, how many eyeballs you're going to be paying for, which isn't that how it works? Isn't that how it works? Okay, so make sure you go over there. Don't forget all the convenient ways. I'm going to try to do this quickly because I'm going to try to open the phones before we start watching this old geezer. Like I say, don't forget all the convenient ways to support my channel so I can keep the power of 1A going for everyone while improving the show as we go. I'd like to be able to do lot more live reactions and stuff too. My channel is completely supported by you guys, so thanks for all the support. You know about the Super Chats and the Rumble Rants, Odysee, Rumble. Ko-Fi comes highly recommended. They also have monthly. It says you can subscribe over here, but I haven't set anything up on my Rumble. And I don't really have anything that I wouldn't give, I wouldn't put out there. I don't have any, what do they call it? Members only stuff or anything like that. So, what can I tell you? I like to be open and honest. Of course, Ko-Fi comes highly recommended by Pastor Chatelet. Let's see, Odysee, Cash App, my little thingy down here, blah, blah, blah. Pill.net, of course, they've got they got cans and pills and cookies and candy and phones and spaceships and all kinds of stuff like that. That Pill.net really knows how to party over there. They all have different denominations attached to them too. So, also, don't forget my merch shop. I know you guys are tired of hearing about this stuff, but what can I tell you? You never know. Plus, also, too, you guys are sharing this stuff, right? We're trying to grow here. My latest meet Camo Bunny. Hang on a second. Let me go back over here so you can see his big ass. Camo Bunny. He's made out of that chenille yarn. He's kind of big, as you can see. Little floppy ears. I made the eyes. I made him and everything. Camo Bunny. He really knows how to hide eggs. Little bunny tail. Oops, that's sexual harassment. Sorry, Bunny. Yep, he really knows how to hide eggs. He decorates them pretty cool too. So So I put him on my TDO site. That's TEDOOO. Don't put OO or else it's going to go to some unsecured site. Please don't do that. Like I said, the links are all below and everything like that. All the proceeds will help me to stay in business. And of course, anything extra is going to go to children's charities. And I'll be rotating the toys that I make and everything like that. Probably, if not every 6 months, at least, well, yeah, at least every 6 months or so. And they'll get donated to children's causes. Somebody had the great idea to donate to a volunteer fire department. I might actually send some of those up to my my cousin. Every one of her boys are firefighters. Every one of them. She had 4. I believe. All right. All right, Camo Bunny. Oh, also on my shop, my TDO shop, they finally let me add the Stripe payments on there, but you can do like Cy did. Just contact me by email. We'll work something out. And I even have old school, like post office box that you can send me goodies. All my links are below. Click on some of them, will you? And of course, share. That's the best way. In fact, I forgot to X myself out, and I haven't had a lot of time today too. So it goes to show you how much I appreciate, I guess, the written stuff. I lurk most of the time on X or Twitter or whatever it is. I like to do the videos and live feeds and stuff. So yeah, keep sharing the show, letting folks know to call in and exercise their First Amendment rights. That's the whole purpose of my show, of course, and it always has been. It's the reason I started, because we should never just shut our mouths voluntarily, especially not now and after the events that are happening all the time now, it seems. In fact, we're actually given an opportunity today to clap back at what we're getting ready to be told by our federal government yet again, which, this person has an absolute 50-year, they're screaming about how ready he is for this, and how pumped up, and how much experience he has. 50 years of experience. Yeah, I would be a good liar too if I had that much experience doing it. All right, so never surrender and never shut up. In fact, even the left is starting to do this, thankfully. But here we go. One more thing before I open the phone lines. Tomorrow is the day. Let me see, do I have this up? Yes, I do. Tomorrow is the day when our son's new music premieres. Hopefully I can get up early enough to get on 451 Actual Show. If not, I will play a live premiere of my son's music, their brand new metal. So just a little taste of what we're going to get tomorrow morning from my sons. I'm so proud of them. I give you head spill. They're dropping it tomorrow morning. I can't wait. Crank it. Yeah, that's all human made by my boys. The only thing they did on the computer was mix it and edit it, put it together and stuff like that. All that good stuff like that there. All right. Real quick, I'll go through the chats. I'm over here on Odysee. Lady Iron, Demon Goddess, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. The Drunken Rocky, don't forget to check out his show after mine. Sergeant Tripod, Psy. Skeletor, good to see you. Welcome. Sparky, the welder. Zom, welcome, Zom. Dumb shit. We'll probably talk about the Teamsters or IBU or something other, some other actual union. Yeah, none of the unions are supporting him. The leaders of the unions are, but the people are not. Let's see. Making sure I don't Of course, Pastor Shadley, hello there. All right. Nobody over here on YouTube. I think I might just give up on YouTube eventually. I get way more looks and everything like that over here on Rumble. We're on Rumble, the Drunken Rocky. Freak Dog. Jada, welcome. Freakbot, you weirdo. Salty Old Fart, welcome to the show. Good evening. Let's see. All right. That's everyone that's actually talking over here on Rumble. Of course, we love our lurkers. Don't worry about that. Over here on Pilled, we got Skeletor, Cyborg, Russian Bot. Welcome to the show. And of course, I think I saw Mr. Tizo over there. Yes, indeed. He comes up with some of the greatest memes. I'm going to have to grab some of those the next time I get a chance to look at Pilled. I'm still getting used to it. Let's go, Brandon. Yes. All right. I'm going to open the phone lines real quick before all of this starts if someone wants to call beforehand, but I am going to cut off the phone calls so that we can check this out. Like I say, I suggest if you want to right now, if you got a minute or can open up another tab, go check out the waiting on, what is it? The government channel. The government channel. Whitehouse.gov. Oh, I don't see. There they are. I don't know if you can see those over here on the very far left of your screen. Right here next to me. You see all the emojis? Is that ridiculous? You know damn well there's not that many people there, first of all. Not 2-3 hours ahead of time. Either that or somebody wrote some bot program so that they could do that. But it really does look like a bunch of people are sitting there going like this on their phones. Excuse me. All right, phone lines are open. Let me make sure if anybody wants to call in before we watch this feeble, senile old man. Yeah, and it's like I keep saying, you know, the kids think that this is something new and everything. Like, nah, man, these guys were geezers when I was your age, man. When I was in my early 20s, 18, 19, 20, these people were in office. They were geezers to me then. They're even worse now. Thank you, Mr. Tizo, for the can over here on Pilled. He says, if you click the sticker in chat, it will pop up and you can add to favorites, then your channel for use. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I was hoping to download them so I could use them for my entire channel. Stick them on, you know, like Pastor Shadley does on his thing sometimes, on his live feed thing. But that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I actually already knew about that. But thank you for the can. You get one of these. Let's see what.
Hey, look, green paper. Green paper.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. And of course, you can see the bingo cards down here. Let me pull this up. In fact, I've got it to where I can actually mark these things off. I don't know how many. I think I might just put a little dash on them each time because you know damn well they're going to be mentioned more than once, I'm sure. The one that I got from Mr. Tizo this afternoon says, come on, man. Talks about banging Jill. Did he ever talk about that? Not a joke. Ultra MAGA gets lost on stage. Putin, January 6th. Dies, like I say, inappropriate yelling, says something unintelligible, democracy is at stake, creepy whisper. Yeah, how many of those, man? Whew. Equity space, falls down, Ukraine, corn pop, awkward pause, lie about how son died, AR-15, don't jump, forgets a name, sees dead people, insurrection. Isn't that the same as January 6th? Wouldn't those two things be the same? Well, maybe not. Junk fees, I guess it would depend on what he actually says. How he says it, right? Semantics. Look at all the emojis going up over here. There's no way. God save the Queen, man. All right, there are only a few of these things he said only once. All right, the other one that I got off of X, Twitter, whatever it is, January 6th, won't defund the police, gas prices, come on, man, my predecessor, Trump, as my mother would say, actually, he doesn't talk about his mother that much, it's his father or his grandfather, Chinese spy balloon, I inherited a bad economy, Putin, the rich should pay their fair share, That's one of those things that he whispers about. Classified documents, I bet he won't mention that at all. A gaffe, that's why I say, I wonder how many times I mark it off, because how many, you know damn well he's going to make a bunch of gaffes. Malarkey, he coughs. Extreme MAGA Republicans. Infrastructures. Amtrak story, which he likes to tell the train story, yes. Whispers into the microphone, that's creepy whisper. Shouts. My son Beau. Jill, or I married a teacher. When in God's name. How many times has he said that? Ukraine. We've reduced the deficit, which is a lie. Border title number 42. Okay, so that's... I didn't forget Corn Pop. Corn Pop was on the one, the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4 down in the first row. That was Corn Pop. Actually, what they forgot was... Well, anyway, because that's what he's been saying. He's been saying that a lot lately. And that's usually what he says when he loses his train of thought. Well, anyway. Or when he doesn't think, when he thinks he's going to get into trouble for saying something or answering a question. All right. Don't forget the phone lines are open if you want to call me right before this happens. I'm actually hoping that I can use some of my sound effects tonight. Let's see. Donald Trump posted, he posted a thing, like when I was doing all of this, I was setting all this up. He posted the "You're Fired" video. Abtide, welcome to the show. I'm from Scranton, Delaware, man. Yeah, that's another one. My hometown. And I don't see anything about climate change on here either. He talks about that incessantly. So, yeah, some people missed the boat on this State of the Union thing here, but we'll see what happens. In fact, if I have to, maybe I'll just add a category and have someone else keep track of it. I don't know. But will he sniff a child tonight? That's the question. No, but there have been some people, who was it that said this? Maybe I just saw somebody wrote it on Twitter or whatever. But they wouldn't be surprised if he has invited some illegals to be there. I know everybody gets like guests to be able to be at these things. I do know that the poor folks whose young daughter died at the behest of one of these folks that they keep letting in. That they're literally emptying. They've done this before. In fact, they did this to us in Miami. Have you ever heard about the Marielitas? Pretty much Castro emptied his prisons and his insane asylums and sent them all to Florida. It was a mess. Thankfully, a lot of the people weren't actually crazy. A lot of the insane asylum people were people that were dissidents, but there were a lot of crimes. There were a lot of criminals too. In fact, even the people that wanted to be here and escaped all of that stuff were afraid of those people. But they're doing the same thing to us. They're emptying out all of their prisons and their. You still remember that, do you, Russian bot? I like being memed. Diet Coke used to, yeah, aspartame gives me tics. Thank you. All right. But you never know. He might actually have a child. He might actually have children there. They might be making sure of that. You never know. Anyway, let's see. Let me refresh True Social here. See if, because Mr. Trump or whoever, oh my goodness. He now has 6.66 million followers, and he's following 66 people. Somebody better follow him real quick. Change that number, please. True Social, the real voice of America. This is what he just posted 22 minutes ago. This will be an exciting evening. You never know what you're going to get with Crooked Joe. Follow our play-by-play on Truth, DJT. Is that other than his True Social here? Am I doing the wrong thing? Am I in the right? Like say, I'm your ninja. Welcome. Like I say, I'm thinking he's going to be tweeting. I don't think he's going to be live on camera or video or anything, is he? So yeah, you got to change the 6.66 million followers. That's not good. That's not a good sign. Let's see. Is that where we are? At real Donald Trump. Play-by-play on Truth, DJ. Okay, that's just him signing his he's initialing his post. Okay. So he's already talking about this will be an exciting evening. Do I have to keep refreshing? Does this thing automatically come up when he posts? No, wait, I do have to keep refreshing. Okay. Another thing I got to keep track of. All right, all right. Call me. All right, phone lines are open. We have 31 minutes and 19 seconds till President Biden's State of the Union address. Like I say, feeble old man getting ready to wag his finger at us about something. And of course, since he is a government entity, pretty much everything he says, you can probably count on the opposite being true. All right. We are going to have some fun with this tonight, I hope. I found out that, and like I say, unless you guys want me to cover it, I found out that Tucker's actually not going to respond until after. He's not going to be on live like Trump is. Well, and like I say, Trump's just going to be typing if that's actually him doing it. But yeah, usually it is. Usually it is. I'm sure he's got a team too. I noticed that he's got a lot of trolls on Truth Social. I looked at a couple of his posts a little while ago, and a lot of them were like, "Oh, you need to retire. Oh, you're a liar, and you're this, and you're that." It's like, geez, he gets less flack on Twitter. So yeah, I was kind of actually, what else too? It really surprised me too. It was one of those big baby pictures of him with some kind of vitriol on it and everything like that. Damn, I didn't realize. I gotta say, I didn't realize how much bullshit he gets on Truth Social. They give him more shit on Truth Social than I've seen on Twitter. It's weird. Been banned. Welcome to the show. I appreciate y'all guys being here tonight. Tick, not ticks. Tick. Yep. Anyway, you guys could be with over 1 million streamers out there, and I appreciate the fact that you're here with little old me. Make sure to share. Everybody wants to hear our schneid comments. I know everybody else in the world is doing this too tonight, but I figured, why not? Why not? And in fact, I do know that one, Viva Fry's doing it too, but I don't know if he's going to be following the Truth Social as well. Let's see if there's anything else. One thing I know about Trump, he loves his drama. He knows no publicity is bad publicity. The more people are talking about him, the more people hear his voice. He is a household name and has been for a long time. Hello, Ms. Green Thumb. Welcome to the show over there on Rumble. All right, I do have lurkers. 1205. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, check out. Can you still see can you see all the emojis? Let's see. Let me bring this up for you. I'll bring it bigger for you so you can see the emojis. Look at this. Are you believing this? Actually, the way that it's coming up, when I first pulled this up, there was just a steady stream. It was just constant. In fact, I showed it to Mr. Tizo. And now it looks like they just got, somebody's just going, 3 or 4 interns. But yeah, you can see down here underneath it, little thumbs up, a heart, and a party horn. They only click or hold an emoji to share your reaction to any part of the address as it happens live. President Biden will address a joint session of Congress at the United States Capitol on Thursday, March 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. He better have taken a nap. Because Because he definitely, and he's proven it a couple of times too, that he definitely has the sunsetters symptoms and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, the phone lines are open. I'm going to close them as soon as he starts his State of the Union. That way we don't get too confused. Told you he wouldn't call in. Zimzer blocked me. King Lord of the Reaper Horde. Yeah, but I'm sure he'll still see all your stuff because he hasn't blocked me. And like I say, he was begging me to call him. I'm not calling them. I have nothing to do with any of this stuff. I got a fucking phone call. You got a problem? Talk to the person that called me, all right? All right. Yeah, again, in fact, the Bible verse that you sent me actually kind of slapped me in the face a little bit about it. It's like, you know what? It's terrible that we're such slaves to the human condition, or the humanity, the humans, the worldly stuff, and we're afraid of people like this because they might put us in jail, or I don't know. These people, only God and Jesus can judge me. I don't really care what anybody else thinks. And I think that's the way he wants it. The only thing I care about, whether you think, and it's not even what I care if you think about me. I care what you think about Christ, of course. But again, that's between you and Christ. All I can do is lead you to him, you know? No fear. Yeah, that's right. No man can judge me. Besides, the worst he can do is kill me. I'm sure that we live on after that. And I guess you could say it's our choice now whether how we want to live after that. Right? Right? I'm getting it. I'm learning. Come on, you guys have got to change this. Followers on True Social. Unless they did that on purpose, because actually it was 6.58 a little while ago. Million, that is. Yeah, see, that's actually what you're saying there, Russian bot, is what doesn't make any sense to me. He's suing people for not agreeing with him. That's why I'm like, whatever. All right, so far, Donald Trump hasn't written anything in 31 minutes. We got 24 minutes and 11 seconds to go to watch the feeble old man. Another thing you might actually have put on this bingo card was him talking about what the Department of Justice said about him as far as not being fit to stand trial. I expect him to go off on quite a few tangents because, I mean, yeah, he's going to have his notes, and yeah, he's going to have probably the teleprompter or whatever it is. It might not even be him. How many stunt doubles do they have for these people nowadays? So but yeah, I expect him to go off on a tangent. He always does, no matter what his notes say, no matter what his teleprompter says. It's almost like it goes out of focus for him for a few minutes or something like that, and then something else comes to mind. Again, we're going to see probably the continued onset of his either Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever it is. And, you know, something else that they don't talk about and that they want to completely deny is, you know, this man's had his head opened up twice, from what I could tell. Didn't even like brain aneurysms or something like that. There's got to be something going on or not going on. Also, too, like I say, if you've known anyone, I had a dear friend that had these symptoms and just withered away to nothing. She tried real hard to go get around and everything like that, but she started with this little shuffle, and the hands were, you know, and on top of her poor soul, though, on top of all that, she had lupus. So her hands would turn black. She'd get all nervous, and she would repeat the same thing 20,000 times sometimes. After a while, they didn't take her out of the house anymore because she didn't remember anybody. So It was terrible. And to be completely honest, yes, Ms. Green Thumb, there's another one that probably could have gone on the bingo card. The white Christian terrorist or Christian nationalist. Bit by bit, they're turning people against us. And I was going to say, we're not... Christians don't have a nation unless you want to call the United States a Christian nation. But we have freedom of our religion, if you want to call it that. What most people don't understand is that Christ isn't religion. Religion isn't Christ. How we worship him is the religion part, if you will. Pastor Shadley says, what? I'm not real sure what you're referring to. What's with the fake emojis on that stream, Keck? That's what I was talking about. And it's been going on like that for literally over 2 hours. In fact, I sent it to your page about an hour and a half ago with the thing. Look at this bullshit, because it is. And like I say, the fake emojis, they're taking breaks in between now. When I first sent it to you, it was a steady stream. I mean, a steady stream like 2 hours ago. You can almost not tell when any of them were. But I noticed also, too, they don't have any thumbs down or frowny faces. It's all party, party, clap, 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 and love, love, love. So we're, according to this site here right now, we're not allowed to disagree with anything that he says. Yes, it is, Pastor Shadley. That's my point. Majorly fake. In fact, that's like I said, it looked like somebody's sitting there. A bunch of interns are sitting in a circle on a table somewhere watching the website while they tap the emojis on their phones until the batteries go out. Bobby Digital, welcome to the show. Welcome. Yes, Jesus is a personal relationship. He is. We all have, that's the thing. We all have our own paths. And we can't worry about what the humans think of us. We can't worry about what the earthly people think of us. Right? Right. No man can judge me. Should be haha spam. Guess they removed the haha LOL. Where's Joe? Hey, Hal. Welcome. I know those are fake. There's no pile of shit emojis going by. Exactly. Well, as I say, I'll show it to you again on the thing right underneath the video where the video is going to start. You got a thumbs up, a heart, and looks like a horn, a party horn or something like that, or just like maybe one of those little poppers where the confetti comes out or anything like that. And it says, click or hold an emoji to share your reaction to any part of the address as it happens live. So I guess that's our way of showing them that we're giving him a standing ovation for every fucking line he utters. Because that's, other than some of Trump's, that's all we see at these things. This is another one of those political theater things. That's a good one, Dark Brandon. Been banned. That's one of the things. Odyssee's been acting all funky lately, but I won't give it up because they've got the best. You still can get all the best memes and everything. That's hilarious, dude. That is hilarious. And it wouldn't surprise me. In fact, that was something else that's not on these bingo cards. If he has to excuse himself quickly, you know why. Just listen real quick. Listen real close if you have the stomach for it, for the squishing. You can thumbs up, you can heart, you can confetti. That's all you get, plebes. No down toot, no haha, no trash. Well, that's what I said earlier. You can only thumbs up, you can only praise this asshole. And that ain't happening. You will click the gauge emoji and you will be happy. Yep. Eat the bugs. There's a lot of people screaming and yelling about the fact that he won't say her name either. The young lady, I think that's in Georgia. Was it Georgia? After he got released in Texas, or no, not in Texas. Excuse me, New York, for being a predator. It's just this square. Drink if Biden speaks. You'll end up same as the other games, just less effort. Yeah, that's. Although I don't drink, I'll drink some soda. You might hear me burp once in a while, but. Pastor Shadley says, first State of the Union with intermissions for adrenochrome administration kick. Yeah, I'm wondering, there's a lot of people wondering, this man can't get through 10 minutes of anything. And especially at night. And it's going to be, when he starts, it's going to be 9 o'clock over there. That's the Eastern time, y'all. Okay. Still nothing new on the Trump truth. All right. MAGA extremists been banned. Let me see. Gibberish. So I say I can mark these cards with the way that they're sitting up here like this. I'm wondering if I should just mark them out the first time he says it, or if I should just mark to see how many times he says these things. Newcomers. Yeah. All these shit bingo memes. At least be legible. Well, I picked out the 2 best ones that I could think of, that I could see. 2 intermissions for diaper changes and a bump of meth. You really think he does meth? I don't think so. I want to see Joey freeze up and be carried off stage. I'm a bad old putty tat, LOL. Let's see. My peeps over here at Pilled. Biden will push pineapple on pineapple pizza bingo. Yeah, isn't that something? Is that a sign of something? Pineapples are like swingers or something like that? I don't know. As you know, I don't know. Or I would know. Actually, Ms. Green Thumb, I was watching Tim Pool yesterday, and they were mentioning what they thought might happen. He says, God, wouldn't it be wild if he just got up there and started talking, all of a sudden just went, and then all of a sudden we have to replace him. Adderall is speed, yo. Oh, okay. He doesn't do meth, but his handlers feed it to him. Protest blocking Biden's motorcade. Are they? Are they really? Is there a link, Ninja? Or is that just something you made up for what might happen tonight? Timmy! Let me be clear. Now, she says that his what do you call, press secretary always says that. And so does his vice president. I don't hear him saying that very often. Of course, lately it's been, let me clear my mind, which, up, here it comes. It says it's live. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay. Whitehouse.gov. Now you know who YouTube works for. I mean, this is on the White House site. We will begin shortly. No, they got 15 minutes. Although I guess they're going to show everybody walking up and introduce this one and that one. Bobby Digital says, I thought the same. Keel's over on stage. Hey, you never know. Breaking. Protesters are blocking Biden's motorcade route to the Capitol for State of the Union. What kind of protesters? Oh, check it out. She wasn't kidding. How about that? Olia Scootercaster. Seems like it's getting spicy already. what are these protesters? Are they pro-Palestinian protesters? Because that's the only ones I can think of. What does it say? Biden's legacy is... I can't read it. Get in there closer, dude. What does it say on their shirts? Is he talking? Yeah, pro-Palestinian protesters. Okay.
Genocide! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Okay. Yep. I guessed right. Those are about the only people that are protesting anything these days. Super Trucker! I want to thank you. You have shown me the way to trigger... Good deal, good deal. State of the Union bingo. Here's another one. All right. I'm Jill's husband. Teleprompter slip up. Fall. His father. Trump is a loser. Folks. Yeah, he says that a lot. Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster? What did I miss? Just watch me. Amtrak story. Blames Trump. Whisper. Really? He's going to say, goddammit? Coughs. When in God's name, dignity, Putin. NM852. I'm betting bingo in the first 60 seconds. Yeah. Are they on fire? If so, it's Free Palestine. No, I didn't see any fires. Sorry. That's crazy, but it's actually, honestly, it seems it's typical. I figured something like that was going to happen. Although I didn't realize that they had a motorcade that had to go to the White House or whatever. Didn't he? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for whoever followed Donald Trump on True Social. It's now 6.67 million. He only follows 66 people, though. I wonder why. All right. Still nothing new from True Social. Phone lines. I'll keep the phone lines open for another few minutes while before this starts and everything. If you guys want to call in and talk about something or give a shout out, or if you've come up with anything that I haven't come up with, you guys need to light yourself on fire. This doesn't even compare. Yeah. There's been 2 people now that have done that for this cause. That's a really odd thing to do. Oh, there's another one. Don't jump. Yeah, I got that one up here already with the junk feeds. I'm out of bingo cards now. Don't think you can call it a protest if you aren't on fire nowadays. I don't know about that. Well, I was going to say, is that the thing now? Is that... Because it was throwing, what, dust everywhere? The nations are all ruled by Satan. Christians don't need Reformation. We need Christ. Exactly, Sai. Exactly. That's exactly right, Sai. That's why I say Christ is like no other, and you can't put a label on it. You can't really call it a religion. That's why I say I think that's what gets a lot of people conflated. But again, it's one of those situations, another one of those. To most people, I would imagine it's abstract enough to where they just don't get it unless they do. You know? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I mean, even though I've been a Christian for years and years and years and years and years, I'm just starting to get it. Of course, I walked away for a long time too. But the more I think about it, the more I view my past and testify to everything like that, I still, no matter what happened, realize that he was there always. He never left me. Never. Because I could be in way more shit than I'm in right now with some of the stuff that I've encountered and things that I've done, and I'm not. So I can't think of any other reason. So I'm getting it. I get it. But I think the whole point, the whole purpose also too is never stop learning. Never, ever. Question everything. Yep, he is always there, Ms. Green Thumb. All right. Once again, I appreciate you guys being here. We got 8 minutes to go. Looks like they changed the splash screen yet again. React in real time to President Biden's State of the Union address. Okay, I see what they did. Yeah, they did change it because they turned the shills never show. We don't care about that though, do we, Pastor Chatelet? Uh-oh, an unexpected error occurred. Are they are people overloading the True Social website? Look at this. Wow, they blacked it out. What happened? Okay. An unexpected error. Oh man. We're breaking his website. We're breaking his True Social. So many people want to be there. I'm trying. It just keeps on buffering here and tells me that there's an error. Johnny, engineer, welcome to the show. Actually, also too, welcome Pond over there. If Pastor Chatelet's here, that means he's simulcasting me over there on the pond, so I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to come to one of the other platforms, even if it's just the original on Odysee, and give me your numbers and give me some fire and some thumbs up and some pluses and pills and whatever else. Get people interested so they can call in on the show on Thursdays. And of course, I'm also in the throes. I'm still brainstorming it, but I have had a few answers as to what I should do for my other show since my gospel group has pretty much broken up for the time being. I think you'll like it. I hope you will. I've had a lot of requests, and I pretty much have down now. All I just got to do is come up with a new logo, come up with a name for it, come up with a time when I want to do it, yada, yada, yada. I'm still brainstorming, though. Thank you. What do you want us to watch, Johnny Engineer? Is that the let's see.
At Honda, we've chased down a lot of dreams. Each one.
Oh, Johnny Lang. I like Johnny Lang. I thought you were going to give me the State of the Union. Good Lord. Pastor's crew called in to exterminate Rachel. You guys are horrible. They came back up. All right, back up. But still nothing new. Just a bunch of fake emojis, man. Look at this. Now there's the stream again. There's the stream again. Oh, somebody's going the other way now. They were going this way. Now they're going the other way. Okay. President is very substantially late. Not a good start, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure he had very important things to do, but he's just now getting into the car. They will have to drive very, very quickly. You just don't want to be late to State of the Union. They will need Mario Andretti to be at the wheel of the limo. That's Donald Trump just posted that a minute ago. And he's not late. No, didn't they say it started at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock? They got 4 minutes. Unless he was supposed to be there like a half an hour beforehand. But if they're protesting, if they got him blocked, hey. He died in the limo. Ceasefire protesters block Joe Biden's motorcade route in the State of the Union. That's on Telegram. Not in our name. How about about no more money for any of these people anymore over there. This is their fight. Why they want to get us involved in a lot of this stuff, I'll never know. But it's probably because of the fact that we're the cause of it. The United States seems to love to stick their fingers in everybody's pie, unfortunately, and it ends up, you know, the thing that really bothers me about that is they do this shit to these people all over the world and everything like that, and then they point their fingers in our faces and tell us that we hate the brown people, that we hate the black people. It's like, we don't even know what you're talking about half the time. But you sure the hell will take all of our money for it. I don't think that, you know, we wouldn't pay taxes. We wouldn't be continuing to follow your rules if that was the case. So, but yeah. Look at all those hearts. Everyone loves Piss Pants Joe. Yeah. NBC staffers scatter after bedbugs found at Manhattan HQ of Super Tuesday coverage. They're scrambling. Ooh. Ooh. Lizzie Longtoes, my famous friend. Thank you for being here. All right, 2 more minutes. Yeah, it's a steady stream of emojis now. You know this is fake. And the White House, of all places, to do some stupid shit like this. In fact, I don't think that even the kids that use the emojis like this are buying it. Why does it keep refreshing like that and muting? Wow, we're breaking True Social. Usually when I hit refresh, it don't take long to come up. We are breaking Truth Social. This tells me that more people are going to be watching what Trump has to say than what Biden has to say. Others getting those True Social arrows as well. Yeah. Like I say, we're overloading his site. Everybody wants to see what he has to say. I literally have heard way more about the True Social stuff, even though he's just going to be typing as we go along, than I heard anything about the State of the Union, other than the Krasenstein brothers, but I never listen to those pukes. They're paid propagandists too. The president is, yes, I got that. I read that already, sweetie. It does pop up eventually. I wonder if he's going to say anything about how slow the site is because, like I say, more people want to see what Trump has to say. I can't believe it. Maybe Brandon is throwing candy out to the protesters. Do you think they would take it? They absolutely hate him. In fact, I would venture to say, because, you know, these are the people that are usually pretty, these are the same people that I think that they used for, like, the Antifa fights and the Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. These are the same people that got violent during the Summer of Love. If the president was left unattended, I would venture to say they might do something to him that we don't want to happen, we don't like. But again, these are the ones that are going to get up in your face and scream at you and hit you and you know, just ugh. Last video POTUS made on Truth MG playing it now. Okay. Yeah, he's a minute late now. They're a minute late. Tonight you won't hear crooked Joe Biden say the name Laken Riley. President Trump will secure our border and make America safe again. Okay. I guess I'll play this for you for now.
Migrant crime is taking over America. From his very first day, Joe Biden allowed an invasion of our country, resettling dangerous illegal aliens from all over the world into American communities to prey on our people. The latest victim of Joe Biden's premeditated border invasion is Laken Riley. Joe Biden refuses to even say her name, but she will never be forgotten, not by great Americans. Last week, Laken went out for her morning jog and never came back home. A Biden migrant has been charged with brutally attacking her, beating her, kidnapping her, and murdering her on the campus of the University of Georgia.
He
This
crushed her
monster
skull.
should never have been allowed in our country. He was released at Crooked Joe's orders and set loose into our country The radical left Democrats then released him onto the public yet a second time after he was arrested in New York for injuring a child. How many more innocent victims must be harmed, and how much more innocent blood must be spilled until we stop this invasion, this horrible, horrible invasion, and remove these illegal alien criminals from our country? As president, I will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in American history to remove Joe Biden's illegals and murderers, because that's what many of them are. They're from mental institutions, and they're from prisons from all over the world, from Africa, from Asia, from South America, from the Middle East, all over the world. Many of them come from prisons and mental institutions. It's very simple. If they don't go back to their countries, we will never get back our country. Thank you very much. We're so sorry to be talking about this to the parents. They're great people. Laken Riley will be very, very sorely missed. This should never, ever happen again. Our country is being overrun by criminals, by murderers, by drug addicts. They're all coming in through Joe Biden's horrible open border. There's never been a border like this anywhere in the world at any time. He is a disaster as a president. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand how bad it is. It's so bad, the whole world is talking about it. There's never been a case like this. Thank you.
Okay. No posts here. Yeah, we're we're breaking his Truth Social. Unexpected error. Wow. He doesn't have enough bandwidth for everybody. Give him a minute. He has to find the door to get in and then stairs to the stage. Well, it's already been 4 minutes. He's late. He's 4 minutes late. Look at this stream. Look at this stream of fake emojis. What the hell? This is what it looked like when I first pulled this up to set all of this up almost 3 hours ago now. You said NBC? Women of the Democratic caucus dressed in white again. All dressed in white, looking like a flip-top head. We are not a... yeah. And NBC started coverage. Are they on YouTube? Or whatever? Alright, well... Let's see. Like I say, we're breaking Truth Social. He doesn't have the bandwidth for everybody that wants to come over to his site right now and was watching all of this and has started watching this. Either that, or they've been hacked somehow. You know what's been going on. In fact, isn't this the same week that Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff went down just like that? I do believe it's raining. It sounds like it's raining. 451 has MSNBC on. Okay, let me see what I can find here. Since the True Social is not working at all. There it is. There it goes. Okay. It says there's no posts. That's impossible. We're waiting. Yeah, man. We broke True Social, or they did. Okay. Let's see. Don't really want to listen to Steven Crowder talk about it. Let's see. Did you say MSNBC? Oh, good old Bernie and the Hawaiian person. Okay, so they're watching everybody mail around and talk to each other. There's the justices, the Supreme Court justices. What's with the buttons? I don't remember them being able to do that. They're campaigning. That was something else that somebody mentioned. I think it might have been Viva Fry. That this is just going to be another campaign. Oh no. It was on the MG show I was listening. This is going to be turn into another campaign. There's Mad Maxine. He's even telling her no. I don't know what she's telling him, but he just told her State of the Depression. Bribe done has emojis. People show up to Trump rallies virtually equal. Yeah. True Social is still kind of down. Wow, this sucks. You know what? Somebody hit Twitter real quick. See if he's on Twitter since he's not since his side is down. This would be the one and only time that he probably might possibly go to Twitter since truth seems to be broken. I mean, I'm refreshing and absolutely nothing is coming up. Old sleep. Here's another sleeping one. Look at this geezer. Another geezer. These guys were geezers when I was these people's age. As I say, don't give me the bullshit about the geezers. These people have been geezers all my life too. NBC TV updates. Still coverage of just a bunch of people talking and gabbing on the floor. Yeah. Nancy Piglosi. Somebody said that Lakeland's family is supposed to be here. They actually turned it down. The leader of the House or the Senate, somebody, I forget who it was, invited them, and they said no. I think. Just what I heard. Yeah, you can't tell me that these people aren't all in cahoots with each other and personal and everything like that with each other. There's no way they will go through with this since Trump is going to rebut it. He isn't late. He's a no-show. You think so? You think so? You think they're going to try and make up some excuse after everybody gathered together? Huh. Interesting. Well, I guess that I was gonna say. I guess that wasn't on the bingo card as a no-show. Oh, they're clapping. Oh, the first lady, Dr. Jill. Yeah, they clap at her for just showing up. Trump will get millions more views on it than MSN and Biden's White House. Not if they don't fix his True Social. And they still haven't started it on YouTube.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
Ah, finally.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
Oops. Yeah, is he over on Twitter yet? Will Johnson, rip it up. Let's find out. Yeah. Yeah, True Social is down for everyone. Maxine Waters, very nice woman, even though she's constantly saying she wants to beat up or kill people on the opposite side of the aisle. If I ever said that, they would call me an insurrectionist, and all hell would break out 2 minutes ago. There's nothing he can say tonight that can absolve him of letting 15 million people in our country illegally. He'll probably blame me, but I had the safest border in the history of our country, so that won't go very far. All right, finally his True Social came up.
I do too, actually. Sergeant Tripod, I'm trying to do them live. I see the oh well, that's because I went to the YouTube. I was gonna say, I noticed this is the whitehouse.gov. I noticed the emoji stopped. Yeah, well, like I say, we're breaking through social. Keeps giving me errors, and it takes forever to come up. Shake hands, shake hands, shake hands. Not a mask in sight. Oh, wait. Yeah, who are they? Oh, there's the emojis again. I had to say something. Who the hell are they clapping for? Did somebody just do a dance out on the floor? Yeah, truth. An unexpected error. An unexpected error. Freak Dog says, I don't know how anybody ever thought that Mike Johnson was a real human. Look at him. I don't think any of them are human. Or very few. Either that or they're more human than they are godly. Maxine Waters is Trump's latest post. Yeah, I know. I posted it. Or I read it. Actually, it's funny. Every time I refresh, it gives me 3 unexpected errors now. This is crazy, man. Miss Bobert. Let's see. Looking at MSNBC and the White House. I guess it's cool to have more than one view of this. He should be out, Mayorkas. Wow, this is crazy that True Social is broken like this. Like I say, everybody wanted to see what was going on with Trump, so they're all here. Either that or they've nixed him somehow by order of the government. All right. Don't forget to share. And once again, I appreciate you guys all being here. You guys could be hanging out with just about anybody tonight. Millions of people are doing this, but you're here with little old me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Yeah, man. they're screwing with Trump's site. Let's see if there's anything on X. Oh, really? I was mentioned in another post. Oh, okay.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Hey, they need some new sound, people. Real-time reactions are now open to use while you watch State of the Union. Okay, so all of these were they just admitted that all of these are fake. State of the Union is crap and better off Biden blows. Let's. Nope, just a mugshot, so he's not on Twitter. Did you see him rub his eyes just now? Somebody spit in his face. Yeah, everybody's having trouble. Woodsman, welcome to the show. Everybody's having trouble with Truth Social. Like I say, they either blasted him because of this, he was hacked or whatever. He's being hacked, because I wanted to cover both of these. I guess we'll just have to make fun of Biden ourselves. Every once in a while it comes up. I'm thinking that it's just he's overloaded. Everybody wants to know what he has to say. And I'm not first in line. All right, Pastor Shadley shared with us. Crooked Joe is making his way to the chamber. Very disrespectful to some. Not good. Joe Manchin had made it. Was one of the most popular politicians in America, but then he, as usually does, blew it. He approved the Inflation Reduction Act, and he was toast. Not recoverable. All right, does that look like him? Does that actually look like him? I'm going to make it big so you can see. Ew! Yep, saw that. They'll make her take it off. What? Take what off? Did I say? Oh, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene's in his face. Yeah, you go, girl! Good for you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Earlobe check. Okay. Man, it finally came up again. Man, this thing's crazy. Why do they keep clapping? I would love to see someone just slug Biden right in the eye. Look out for the sniffs. TB saying that he is a dog-faced pony soldier. Lion dog-faced pony soldier. Which still, to this day, he claims was in a movie. And no one has ever found that line in any movie. Hopping the Audi stuck in spinny wheel for me happens. Okay. Did we lose my stream over here on Pilled? What am I gonna do? Let me refresh. Server or network is failed. Huh, I wonder what happened. I'm screwed over on Pilled. Boy, everything's going down tonight. Yeah. Pilled doesn't like me. Sorry, man. Sorry. Huh. Is it coming back up now? Nope, it's just buffering. If somebody wants to report that over there on Pilled for me, it's not like I'm not changing anything. Well, I tell you what, these people's hands are going to be sore if they're not. Slap it on the skillet! Welcome to the show. Woohoo! The corpse can walk. Actually, to be honest with you, there's so much crowd around him, it's like they're just kind of secretly lifting him around. Oh, good Lord, they're screaming 4 more years. Are you kidding me? He'll be lucky if he can make 4 more minutes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Pilled. Huh. On my end, it says that it's broadcasting. Geez, I didn't do something wrong over there already, did I? Okay. Yeah, 4 more years, 4 more years, 4 more years. It's not up to them, is it? It's up to us. So they can scream 4 more years all they want to. That's not gonna make it happen. Of course, I'm sure they'll find some way to make it happen. Just like they did in 2020. Alright, don't forget to hit the fire button and the like button and the thumbs up button and the share button and all that shit while we're waiting for this guy to amble his way up to the podium where he farts and passes out. It's about all I expect from him anymore. What was it? He came up to some reporter after getting off the plane and they asked him a question about something. And my butt's been wiped! And they went on like he said nothing. You can always tell the patriarch in the family. He can sit there and fart and burp and do anything and nobody says a word to it. We just, so yeah. They have too much respect to let him know that he's a geezer. No posts. Alright, it's finally coming up again. Dang, they having trouble over here at Truth. Look, they're applauding because he can walk up to the podium. What, do they got the microphone right next to the gavel? Look at all those fake emojis.
Tony.
Tony. That's what he said, Tony. What? Alright. I'm shutting off the phone now.
Look at Jill. Good evening. Good evening. If I were smart, I'd go home now.
If you were smart, you went home in 2020.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans, in January 1941, Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation, and he said, I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union. Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this was no ordinary time. freedom and democracy were under assault in the world. Tonight, I come to this same chamber.
Who kissed him on the cheek with lipstick?
Now, it's we who face
Now he's got lipstick on his face. How stupid of her.
And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up the Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either.
They are really late. Very
Not
disrespectful to our country.
In the Civil War, have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today. What makes our moment rare is that freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time. Overseas, Putin of Russia is on the march.
There's Putin.
Invading Ukraine and sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond. If anybody in this room thinks Putin will stop at Ukraine,
there's Putin again.
I assure you he will not.
There's Ukraine.
But Ukraine.
There's Ukraine again.
Ukraine can stop Putin. Ukraine can stop Putin if we stand with Ukraine, and provide the weapons that needs to defend itself. That is all. That is all Ukraine is asking. They're not asking for American soldiers. In fact, there are no American soldiers.
They don't have to. You already sent them to him.
I'm determined to keep it that way. But
P.S.
now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. It wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Now,
as if this has anything to do with that. No.
Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want."
No.
That's a quote.
No, it's not.
A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader.
Well, there's
I think
Trump.
It's outrageous.
You blame Trump.
It's dangerous and it's unacceptable.
He's yelling, too. He coughed twice.
America is a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations, created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever. We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year. And just this morning, Sweden officially joined, and their minister is here tonight. You better stand up. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And they know how to fight. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to NATO, the strongest military alliance the world has ever seen. I say this to Congress.
Look at all the fake emojis still going by.
Send me a bipartisan national security bill. History is literally watching. History is watching.
No, history is
not watching. The United States walks away. It will put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk. The free world will be at risk, emboldening others to do what they wish.
That's all you're going to talk about is Ukraine tonight, huh?
My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away. We will not bow down. I will not bow down.
Now you'd never get back up.
In a literal sense, history is watching. History is watching.
In the literal sense, huh?
Just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th.
Ah,
when
there it
insurrectionists
is.
stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy. Many of you are here on that darkest of days.
Yeah, this sounds like
the insurrectionists were not
campaign
patriots.
speech.
They'd come to stop the peaceful transfer of power, to overturn the will of the people.
To what?
January 6th.
There was a babble
about the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War. But they failed. America stood.
He's yelling again.
America stood strong, and democracy prevailed.
He's yelling again.
Honest. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies.
Oh, shit.
Here's the simple truth.
You ain't gonna do it then.
You can't love your country only when you win.
That's ridiculous. We do love our country, and we're sick of losing to you.
As I've done ever since being elected to office, I ask all of you without regard to party to join together and defend democracy.
Bullshit.
Remember your oath of office of defending against all threats, foreign and domestic.
Yeah. So he says that, and I guess the extreme MAGA extremists are coming next.
Trust in our institutions.
Come together, but these guys.
Violence has absolutely no place in America, zero place. Again, it's not hyperbole to suggest history is watching. We're watching.
Why does he keep repeating history is watching?
About this day and what we do. History is watching another assault on freedom. Joining us tonight is Latoya Beasley, a social worker from Birmingham, Alabama. 14 months ago, she and her husband welcomed a baby girl thanks to the miracle of IVF. She scheduled treatments to have that second child. But the Alabama Supreme Court shut down IVF treatments across the state, unleashed by a Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade. She was told her dream would have to wait. What her family got through should never have happened unless Congress acts as it happened against her tonight. Let's stand up for families like hers. To my friends across the aisle, don't keep this waiting any longer.
Okay, so
he's
screaming about somebody being able to have a child while they scream about making sure. So they want her to have IVF so that she can have the right to abort it?
Like most Americans, I believe Roe v. Wade got it right.
What? Who?
I thank Vice President Harris for being an incredible leader, defending reproductive freedom, and so much more. Thank you. My predecessor came to office determined to see Roe v. Wade overturned.
What?
These reasons overturned, and he brags about it. Look at the chaos that has resulted.
That's your side.
Kate Cox, the wife and mother from Dallas. She's become pregnant again and had a fetus of a fatal condition. Her doctor told Kate that her own life and her ability to have children in the future were at risk if she didn't act. Because Texas law banned her ability to act, Kate and her husband had to leave the state to get what she needed. What her family got through should have never happened as well, but it's happening in too many others. There are state laws banning the freedom to choose, criminalizing doctors, forcing survivors of rape and incest to leave their states to get
Oh my God, I haven't heard of one of those yet.
Many of you in this chamber and my
This is the longest walk in presidential history. It's ridiculous. Now he's actually taking selfies at their request.
What freedom else would you take away?
He's not a photographer. He's got to get moving.
It's a decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court majority
His hair is much better in the front than on the back.
With all due respect, justices, women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you are right about that. Clearly.
Better start talking to your states, because that shit's done deal. And so far, your Congress hasn't done shit about it. So, and they're not going to either. So stop talking about it.
Those bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade have no clue about the power of women. But they found out when reproductive freedom was on the ballot. We won in 2022 and 2020, and we'll win again in 2024.
U.S. House of Representatives is the head of White House, though, just FYI. What do you mean by that?
You, the American people,
You mean
send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
When? You could have done it all this time. When?
Folks,
He's not going to do it, folks. He's not going to do it.
America cannot go back. I'm here tonight to show what I believe is the way forward, because I know how far we come. 4 years ago next week, before I came to office, the country was hit by the worst pandemic and the worst economic crisis in a century. Remember the fear? Record losses?
You mean the fear
Remember
that you
the
guys
spikes in crime
instilled?
and the murder rate,
Locking
raging
everybody
virus?
down?
It took more than 1
Taking their
million
jobs
American
if they didn't
lives,
take your fucking jab?
loved ones, millions left behind. A mental health crisis of isolation and loneliness. A president, my predecessor, failed the most basic presidential duty
Again?
that he owes to American people, the duty to care. I think that's
Liar! You
unforgivable.
heard somebody scream?
I came to office determined to get us through one of the toughest periods in the nation's
No,
history.
you came to office
We
to
have.
beat Donald Trump.
It doesn't make news in 1,000 cities and towns. The American people are writing the greatest comeback story never told.
It's because it ain't happening. The greatest story never told.
So let's
That
tell
means
the
it ain't a story.
here.
That is so dumb.
Tell
That
it
is
here
the
and
dumbest
now.
saying I've ever heard.
America's comeback is building the future of American possibilities, building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down, investing in all America, in all America.
Yeah, this is a
Make every sure
campaign
everyone has a
speech. It's
fair
the same
shot.
shit he said
We
last
leave
time.
no one behind. The pandemic no longer controls our lives. The vaccine that saved us from COVID
Good one, Russian bot.
are now being used to beat cancer, turning setback into comeback. That's what America does. That's what America does.
Yeah, only after we get you out of there, buddy.
Folks,
That's what America does, but no
I'm
thanks to
hearing the
you,
economy's
folks.
on the brink.
Was that on
Now
here?
our economy is literally the envy of the world. 15 million new jobs in just 3 years, a record. A record.
You mean the ones that people got back after you shut everything down?
Unemployment at 50-year lows.
Yeah, you don't count them if they're not working anymore.
Record 16 million Americans are starting small businesses, and each one is a literal act of hope.
No, it isn't.
With historic job growth and small business growth for Black and Hispanics and Asian Americans, 800,000 new manufacturing jobs in America and counting. Where is it written
Where
we
have
can't be the
those been?
manufacturing capital of the world? We are.
I think
we
he's
will.
lying.
More people have
Again.
health insurance today. More people have health insurance today than ever before. The racial wealth gap is as small as it's been in 20 years. Wages keep going up, inflation keeps coming down. Inflation has dropped from 9% to 3%, the lowest in the world, and tending lower. The landing is and will be soft. And now, instead of importing foreign products and exporting American jobs, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Right here in America, where they belong.
Another lie. Okay, I'm back
It
on
takes
pill.
time, but the American people are beginning to feel it. Consumer studies show
I
consumer
fixed
confidence
it.
is
I'm
soaring.
back on pilled.
Buy America has been the law of the land since the 1930s. Past administrations, including my predecessor, including some Democrats
Slap
as
it on
well
a
in the
skillet.
past, failed to buy American. Not anymore. On my watch, federal projects that you fund, like helping build American roads, bridges, and highways, will be made with American products and built by American workers.
Maybe so, but none of that stuff has been even started yet.
Creating good paying
So,
American
yeah,
jobs.
no.
And thanks to our CHIPS and Science Act, the United States is investing more in research and development than ever before. During the pandemic, a shortage
Really?
of semiconductors, chips, that drove
Yeah,
up the
how
price
much of
of
that's
everything from
going
cell phones to
overseas?
automobiles. And by the way, we invented those chips right here in America.
I don't think any of this
Well,
shit
instead
is
of having
true.
them
Not
import
one,
them,
not one
Instead of
syllable.
Private companies are now investing billions of dollars to build new chip factories here in America, creating tens of thousands of jobs. Many of those jobs paying $100,000 a year and don't require a college degree.
Yeah? Where are they? Who are you giving them to? I doubt that seriously.
In fact,
they wouldn't be overflowing us with
My
illegals if
policies
that
have
was the
attracted
case.
$650 billion in private sector investment in clean energy, advanced manufacturing.
Putin only invaded
creating
Ukraine
tens of
because he has
thousands
no
of jobs
respect for
here
Biden. It
in
would have never
America.
happened under the Trump administration. And for 4 years, it didn't happen. He's right. Interesting that Romney and Manchin are
thanks-
sitting together and nobody wants to talk to them. I think they'd make a
Thanks
great
to our
no-labels
bipartisan
team.
infrastructure law, 46,000 new projects have been announced all across your communities.
The latest on True
By the way, I
Social.
noticed some of you strongly voted against it, or they're cheering on that money coming in. I like it. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Johnny Engineer says this is such
If
a
any of you
nightmare.
don't
You're
want
right.
that money
It
in your
is.
district, just let me know.
Like I say, everything he says, you can pretty much count on the
Modernizing
opposite
our
being
roads and
true.
bridges, ports and airports, public transit systems.
Again, something else
Removing
that still hasn't
poisonous
happened.
lead pipes so every child can drink clean water without risk of brain damage.
They all say that too. I haven't seen one move to that, to go to that either.
Providing affordable high-speed internet for every American, no matter where you live, urban, suburban, or rural communities, in red
Yeah,
states
so
and
they
blue
can
states.
shut everything down when they decide
Record
you haven't
investments
done
in
what
tribal
you want them.
communities.
They want you to.
Because of my
NATO
investment
only
in family
became strong
farm,
because of me. I got the NATO nations to pay up. They were almost delinquent.
because
The
I'm
United
investing in
States was
family farms
paying
led by
for
my
them all.
Secretary of Agriculture,
Yeah,
knows more
and we
about
are
this than
again,
anybody I
too.
know. We're better able to stay
No,
in
I
the
said
family
NATO
for
has to
those
pay its
farms
bills, and if it
their
doesn't pay
children
its
and
bills, we're
grandchildren
not
want
going to
leave.
protect you. The
Leave
money
home
came
to make a
pouring
living.
in under other
It's
presidents.
transformative.
NATO was broke. Yeah.
Great comeback story is Belvedere, Illinois. Holding
Latest
an auto
from Trump.
plant for nearly 60 years. Before I came to office, the plant was on its way to shutting down. Thousands of workers feared for their livelihoods. Hope was fading. Then I was elected to office, and we raised the Belvedere repeatedly with auto companies, knowing unions would make all the difference. The UAW worked like hell to keep the
Time
plant
for
open
recess soon.
and get these jobs back, and together we succeeded. Instead of auto factories shutting down, auto factories reopening, and new state-of-the-art battery factories being built to power those cars.
Oh,
there at the
no,
same-
they're not. They might have started them, but all of them are saying, it's not worth it anymore. Not to mention the fact
Folks at Belvedere,
Toyota
I
said,
say,
fuck
instead of
that,
your
we're
town
going
being
into
left
hydro.
behind, your community is moving forward again. Because instead of watching auto jobs of the future go overseas, 4,000 union jobs with higher wages are building the future in Belvedere right here in America.
Right. Oh, look, she's standing up for him. I noticed that the speaker hasn't stood up, but she's back there
Here
trying to get
tonight
everybody to stand up for him.
Is UAW President Sean
He looks so
Penn, a great
angry when
friend and
he's
a great
talking,
labor
which
leader.
is a
Sean,
trait
where
of
are you?
people who know they're losing
up.
it. The anger and shouting is not helpful to bringing your country back together. Did he just tell them to stand up?
And Dawn Sims, a third-generation worker, UAW worker at Belvedere. Sean, I was proud to be the first president to stand on the picket line, and today, Dawn has a good job
You
in her
weren't the
hometown,
first president to
providing
stand in a
stability for her
picket line.
family and pride and dignity as well. Showing once again, Wall Street didn't build America. They're not bad guys. They didn't build it, though. The middle class built the country, and unions built the middle class.
No, they didn't. No, they did not. The middle class built the unions to protect them. But they're not anymore. They're
I say to
exploiting
the
them.
American people, when America gets knocked down, we get back up. We keep going.
That's obvious.
That's America.
That's everybody. As long as you're still alive, that's everybody.
That's you, the American people. It's because of you America's coming back.
You're right,
because
Super
of you,
Trucker. None of us will ever get those jobs. That's why I just said, who are they giving them to?
We can proudly say
They sure the hell ain't giving them to
state
us
of our union
Americans
is
right
strong
now.
and getting stronger.
Woodsman says, no ice cream party if they don't stand up and clap.
Tonight,
Yeah, this is a
I
campaign
want to
speech.
talk about the future of possibilities that we can build together. A future where the days of trickle-down economics are over, and the wealthy and the biggest corporations no longer get all the tax breaks.
That's been gone
By the
for
way, I
a
understand
long
corporations. When I
time,
come to the state,
my friend.
There's more corporations invested.
I wonder if
than
he's gonna start
every
talking
one of your
about talking to
states
dead
in the
people
state of the
again.
United States combined. And I represented for 36 years. I'm not anti-corporation. but
No,
I
you're
grew
not.
up
You're being paid
in
by
a
all of
home where
them.
trickle-down economics
then some.
didn't put much on my dad's kitchen table.
Oh,
That's why I
mentioned
determined to
his
turn things around
father.
so the middle class does well. When they do well, the poor go way up, and the wealthy still do very well. We all do well. And
Yeah,
there's more
but
to
that's
do to
not
make
your
sure
goal.
you're feeling the benefits of all we're doing.
That's what you tell us, but that's not your
Americans
goal.
pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere in the world. It's
Whose
wrong,
fault is that?
And I'm ending it.
Yeah, sure you are.
With a law that I proposed and signed, not one of you Republican buddies voted for it. We finally
Probably
beat
because
Big
it's
Pharma.
bullshit.
Instead of paying $400 a month or thereabouts for insulin with diabetes, and it only costs $10 to make, they only get paid $35 a month now and still make a healthy profit.
Right.
But what to do next? I want to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for every American who needs it. Everyone.
Notice they
years.
didn't make this guy
People have talked
increased
about
the
it, but finally
EpiPen. They
we
didn't
got
do
it
anything to
done.
him.
Gave Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices on prescription drugs, just like the VA is able to do for veterans. That's not just
We're
saving
supposed to be
seniors
making
money.
fun of him, Super
It's
Trucker,
saving
but it's up to
taxpayers
you.
money. We cut the federal deficit by $160 billion
That's another lie.
because Medicare will no longer have to pay those exorbitant prices to Big Pharma.
Really?
This year, Medicare
Since
is
when?
negotiating lower prices for some of the costliest drugs on the market to treat everything from heart disease to arthritis. It's now time to go further and give Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices for 500 different drugs over the next decade.
He was one of the ones that approved it in the first place.
They're making a lot of money,
So I
guys.
bet you that's a lie, too.
And they'll still be extremely profitable. Will not only save lives, it will save taxpayers another
You don't give
$200
two
billion.
shits about saving lives.
Starting next year, the same law caps total prescription drug costs for seniors on Medicare at $2,000 a year, even for expensive cancer drugs that cost $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. I want to cap prescription drug costs at $2,000 a year for everyone.
Wasn't Obamacare supposed to do that?
Folks,
Another thing that he got pushed through?
I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but if you
Trump
want to get
says
in
the
there for it, want me to
pandemic
fly to
no
Toronto,
longer controls our
Berlin,
lives. The vaccines that
Moscow,
saved us from
excuse me,
COVID are now being
and-
used
well,
to
even
help beat
Moscow,
cancer.
probably.
Turning setback into comeback. You're
Bring your
welcome, Joe.
prescription with
Ninth
you,
month
and I
approval
promise you I'll
time
get it for you for
versus
40%
12
the
years that
cost
it
you're
would have
paying
taken
now.
you.
Same company, same drug, same
He
place.
is so angry and crazy. Oh, watch out,
The
Trump.
Affordable
They're
Care
going to
Act.
sue you for libel
The old
again.
Obamacare.
He just screwed
It's
up
still a
his
very big
primary
deal.
line of the evening having to do with Roe v. Wade while looking at the highly respected justices of the Supreme Court for whom it was intended. I miss what he
Over
just said.
100 million of you can no longer be denied health insurance because of pre-existing condition. Well, my predecessor, and many in this chamber,
Again
want
with
to take
this?
this prescription drug away by repealing the Affordable Care Act. I'm not going to let that happen.
Why? It's not
50
affordable.
times before it will stop you again. In fact, I'm not only protecting
He was
it, I'm
going to
expanding
replace it too. But
We
you guys
enacted tax
voted
credits
against
of
him.
$800 per person per year, reduce health care costs for millions of working families. That tax credit expires next year. I want to make that savings permanent.
Oh, right. Why doesn't he bring up East Palestine and the other
State the
towns
obvious.
all throughout
Women are
America
more
that,
than half our
that he's left
population.
behind and destroyed with
The
inflation?
research on women's health.
Sean
has always
Fain
been
sold out
underfunded.
the auto workers. All
That's
electric
why we're
cars will be
launching the
built in
first ever
China
White House
within 3
initiative
years.
on women's health
They should throw
research.
him out. Michigan is
Led by
ashamed of what he
Jill,
has done.
doing
See,
an
I
incredible
told you.
job as First Lady.
The car manufacturers don't want nothing to do with that electric shit anymore. Biden's all-electric car mandate is a disaster for our country, but great for China. Yep. And actually, I read somewhere that even China's turning it down.
To transfer women's health research and benefit millions of lives
The
all
taxes
across
are
America.
so high and everything on it and everything like
I
that,
know the
nobody's
cost
going to
of
buy
housing
them,
is
so
so
they're going to
important
have
to
to
you.
not sell them here.
Inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will come down as well. And the Fed acknowledges that. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
why
waiting.
they're increasing shit.
I want to provide an annual tax credit that will give Americans $400 a month for the next 2 years as mortgage rates come down, to put toward their mortgages when they buy their first home or trade up for a little more space.
Yeah, he's spitting in the
That's
ocean
what you hear.
again. He did nothing for the Veterans Administration or the veterans. It was all Trump.
And my administration is also eliminating title insurance on federally backed mortgages. When you refinance your home, you can save $1,000 or more as a consequence. For millions of renters,
It doesn't do you any
we're
fucking
cracking
good if
down
it's
on
10,000
big
or more.
landlords who use antitrust law, who break antitrust
Like I say, he's
laws
spitting in the ocean
by
again.
price fixing and driving up rents. We've cut red tape so builders can get federally financing, which is already helping build a record 1.7 million new housing units nationwide. Now pass and build and renovate 2 million affordable homes and bring those rents down. To remain the strongest economy in the world, we need to have the best education system in the world.
Get rid of the Department of Education and you might start
And
something.
I suspect all of you, want to give every child, a good start by providing access to preschool for 3 and 4 years old.
Yeah, get him
You
in there
know,
sooner so we can
I think
control
I
him
pointed out
more
last year.
and better. We'll even let you pay
I think
for
I
it with
pointed
your
out
tax
last
money.
year that children coming from broken homes where there's no books, they're not read to, not spoken to very often, start school, kindergarten, or first grade, having heard 1 million fewer words spoken. Well, studies show.
Yeah, this was the same
that
shit
children
that he
who go
was
to
doing during his
preschool are nearly
campaign. This is
50% more
literally
likely
a
to finish high
campaign
school,
speech.
go on to earn
Literally
two
a
and 4 year
campaign
degree,
speech.
no matter what their background is.
So that means you're going to treat the rich people the same as the poor people? Yeah, right.
I met a year and a half ago with the leaders of the Business Roundtable. They were mad that they were angry, I think, well, they were discussing why I wanted to spend money on education. I pointed out to them, as vice president, I met with I think it was 182 of those folks. Don't hold me
He's
to the exact
starting to
number.
lose it, folks.
And I asked them what they need most, the CEOs. And you've had the same experience on both sides of the aisle. They say a better educated workforce, right? So I looked at them, and I say, I come from Delaware. DuPont used to be the 8th largest corporation in the world. And every new enterprise they bought, they educated the workforce to that enterprise. But none of you do that anymore. Why are you angry with me providing you the opportunity for the best educated workforce in the world?
Because
They all
you're
looked at me
not.
and said, I think you're right. I want to expand high-quality tutoring and summer learning to see that every child learns to read by 3rd grade.
yelling. Another
I'm also connecting
gaslighting. They don't
local
give two
businesses and
shits
high
about
schools,
any of this stuff.
so students get hands-on experience and a path to a good-paying job, whether or not they go to college. And I want to make sure the college is more affordable.
He's been in office for
Let's
how long?
continue increasing the Pell Grants to working and middle-class families and increase record investments in HBCUs
Says, I got a bingo
and
and a
minority-serving
buzz.
institutions, including Hispanic institutions. When I was
Reduce
told
the
I couldn't
deficit,
universally
Ukraine.
just change the way in which we dealt with student loans, I fixed 2 student loan programs that already existed to reduce the burden of student debt for nearly 4 million Americans, including nurses, firefighters, and others in public service.
That was another spit in the ocean.
Like Keenan Jones, a public educator from Minnesota, who's here with us tonight. Keenan, where are you? Keenan, thank you. He's educated hundreds of students so they can go to college. Now he's able to help, after debt forgiveness, get his own daughter to college.
Oh, so you forgave his debt, and now he's going to go into even more debt for his daughter. Okay.
Such relief is good for the economy because folks are now able to buy a home, start a business, start a family.
Latest from Trump. All reduction pricing was done by
it,
us and kicked in
I
after we
want
left.
public
Yeah.
school teachers a raise.
Another raise? For what? Teaching our children sex and debauchery? A raise. Put it this way, here actually offering almost $90,000 a year to teachers
By
in
the
the
way, the
Houston
first couple
Harris
is we
County
cut
District,
deficit.
and they still can't get anybody
Now, let me
in
speak
there.
to the question of fundamental fairness for all Americans.
You better start holding parents
I've been delivering
responsible
real
for these
results
kids.
in fiscally responsible ways. We've already cut the federal deficit. We've already cut the federal deficit over $1 trillion.
No, you haven't.
I signed the bipartisan
wait.
deal.
Didn't he just say a couple of billion,
another
$100
$1 trillion
billion?
in the
Now
next
it's over
decade.
$1 trillion. He's
It's my goal to
lying.
cut the federal deficit another $3 trillion by making big corporations and very wealthy finally beginning to pay their fair share.
Rich should pay their fair share. There you go.
Look, I'm a capitalist. If you want to make or can make a million or millions of bucks, that's great. Just pay your fair share in taxes.
He's yelling again.
A fair tax code is how we invest things to make this country great. Healthcare, education, defense, and so much more. But here's the deal.
Yep.
The last administration enacted a $2 trillion tax cut. Overwhelmingly benefit the top 1%, the very wealthy and the biggest
That was
corporations.
not true.
And exploded the federal deficit.
That's true. Didn't really have much
They
of a
added
choice,
more to the
though.
national debt than any presidential term in American history. Check the numbers. Folks at home, does anybody really think the tax code is fair? Do
Never
you
has
really
been.
think the wealthy and big corporations need another $2 trillion tax break?
They didn't
I
get
sure
one.
don't. I'm going to keep fighting like hell to make it fair. Under my plan, nobody.
They only show the
earning less than
Democrats clapping. They rarely show
$400,000
the other
will
side
pay
of the
additional
room. It's
penny
called the
in federal
Republican
taxes.
side.
Nobody,
yeah.
not one penny.
The coughing, always the
And they
coughing.
haven't yet.
The drugs are wearing off. Yeah, I
fact-
said the same thing a minute ago.
The child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half.
That's bullshit.
Restore
That's
that
absolute
child tax
bullshit.
credit. No child should go hungry in this country.
Then why do you keep giving their money to
The way
everybody
make the
else?
tax code fair is to make big corporations and the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Remember in 2020, 55 of the biggest companies in America made $40 billion and paid zero in federal income tax. Zero. Not anymore. Thanks to the law I wrote and we signed, big companies have to pay a minimum of 50%.
So do I, salty old
But
fart.
that's still less than working people pay in federal taxes.
Of course, keep
It's time
refreshing
to
and you
raise
see what
corporate minimum
happens.
tax to at least 21%. So every big corporation finally begins to pay their
Are you
fair
watching
share.
the sign language lady?
Also want to end tax breaks for big pharma, big oil, private
Her
jets,
face is
massive
like-
executive pay when it's only supposed to be $1 million that can be deducted. They can pay them $20 million if they want, but deduct $1 million. End it now. You know, there are 1,000 billionaires in America.
So?
You know what the average federal tax is for those billionaires? No. They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%. That's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay. No billionaire should pay a lower federal tax rate than a teacher, a sanitation worker, or a nurse.
Well, then change the tax laws, because that's what you guys are all doing. All of you guys out there are doing the same thing, and you're not going to change it. Otherwise, you wouldn't get voted for anymore.
Minimum tax for billionaires is 25%, just 25%. You know what that would raise? That would raise $500 billion over the next 10 years.
So that we can
And
send it to
imagine what that could do for
Ukraine.
America. Imagine a future with affordable child care. Millions of families can get they need to go to work to help grow the economy.
If you're a
Imagine a
capitalist, it
future with
shouldn't be
paid
up to
leave,
you.
because no one should have to choose between working and taking care of their sick family member. Imagine the future of home care and elder care.
Nobody should have to
And
choose
people
whatever's
living with
happening to them in
disabilities,
life.
so they can stay in their homes and family caregivers can finally get the pay they deserve. Tonight, let's all agree once again to stand up for seniors.
TikTok is
Many of my
pulling up
friends
all these old videos,
on the other side
2022,
of aisle want to put
2021, of
Social
people
Security on
saying
the chopping block.
truth is failing and Trump is
If
in
anyone
trouble
here
for
tries to cut
pumping up
Social
the
Security, Medicare, or
value
raise
of
the
truth.
retirement age, I will.
Yeah, they got TDS over there too. Now, so
The
far, he
working
hasn't
people.
talked about the State of the Union. He keeps talking about
The
what he's
working
going to
people
do,
who
what
built
they're
this
going to do,
country
what he
pay
has
more
done that
into
he
Social
hasn't
Security
done.
than millionaires and billionaires do. It's not fair. We have two
No,
ways
it's
to
fair.
go.
Well, change the tax
Republicans
codes.
can cut Social Security and give more tax breaks to the wealthy. I will. That's the proposal.
That's the picture
Oh,
he
no.
just pulled up.
You
he
guys
just
don't
pulled
want
up.
another $2 trillion tax cut? I kind of thought that's what your plan was. Well, that's good to hear. You're not
Yeah, of
gonna
course
cut
he's
another
going to
$2
lie
trillion
about
to
the
the super wealth.
about
That's
the
good to hear.
Republicans. Come together,
I'll
but
protect and
Republicans
strengthen
are
Social Security
bad.
and
Come
make the wealthy
together,
pay
but
their fair
Republicans
share.
are bad. Rich should pay their fair share. How many times are you going to say that, dude?
Look. Too many corporations
Trump. Yep.
raise prices to pad their profits, charging more and more for less and less.
Oh, here we go.
That's
with
our
the
cracking down
commercial.
on corporations engaged in price gouging and deceptive pricing, from food to health care to housing. In fact, the snack companies think you won't notice if they change the size of the
Wow,
bag
they
and
got
put a
him to
hell of a lot
memorize that.
fewer- Same size bag. Put fewer chips in it. No, I'm not joking. It's called shrinkflation. Pass Bobby Casey's bill and stop this. I
Yeah,
really
let
mean
the
it.
government tell the companies what they can and can't sell and for how much. That's real capitalism right there.
You probably all saw that commercial on Snickers bars.
No.
You get charged the same amount. And you got about, I don't know, 10% fewer Snickers in it.
Shit, that's been happening
Look,
since they
I'm also
came out
getting
with
rid
those
of junk
things.
fees. Those hidden
Oh,
fees
here's the junk fees.
at the end of your bill that are there without your knowledge. My administration announced we're cutting credit card late fees from $32 to $8.
Once again, telling a private company what to do.
Banks and credit card companies are allowed to charge what it costs them to instigate the collection.
They never tell you that all of this
And
shit
that's
is
more, a hell of a lot
regulated by
like
the government to
$8 and
begin
30-some
with.
dollars. They don't like it. Credit card companies don't like it.
Of course not. You
I'm
let
saving
them
the
gouge
American
people for
families
years now. All of a
$20
sudden, you're going to take it
billion
away from
a year
them.
with all the junk fees I'm eliminating. Folks at home, that's why the banks are so mad. It's $20 billion in profit. I'm not stopping
What bank
there.
is mad?
My administration
I'm not hearing
proposed
any
rules to
banks
make
being
cable,
mad.
travel, utilities, and online ticket sellers tell you the total price up front, so there are no surprises.
They always do.
It matters.
That's been a law for a long time.
And so does this. In November,
they always tell you what all the
began
fees
serious
are before you
negotiation with a
pay. What the
bipartisan
hell is
group
he
of
talking
senators.
about?
The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen.
Boo! He's lying
Oh, you don't
about
think
that
so?
one.
Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill?
You're welcome,
I'll
Slap.
be darned. That's amazing. That bipartisan bill would hire 1,500 more security agents and officers, 100 more immigration judges to help tackle the backload of 2 million cases, 4,300 more asylum officers, and new policies so they can
about
resolve
shutting
cases
the
in
fucking
6
border
months
so we
instead
don't
of
have
6
to do
years
this?
now.
Yeah, we want all these people to process these people faster. Get them in here faster. Get them legal faster. Give them all of our jobs faster.
Drug detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop vehicles smuggling fentanyl into America.
Yeah,
that's killing
that'll be the
thousands
day.
of children. This bill would save lives and bring order to the border. It would also give me and any new president new emergency authority to temporarily shut down the border.
That's
the number
the
of migrants at
ticket.
the border is overwhelming.
The more emergency
Border Patrol
powers
Union
they
has
have,
endorsed
the
this
less
bill.
freedom
The Federal
we get.
Chamber of Commerce is, yeah. You're saying low. Look at the facts. I
We
know.
have been. And you ain't spouting none of them, buddy.
I know you know how to read.
Oh, now he's going to insult everyone.
I believe that given the opportunity for a majority in the House and Senate would endorse the bill as well, a majority right now. But unfortunately, politics is
It's not about
derailed
what
this
you
bill so
believe,
far.
is it?
I'm told my predecessor called members of Congress and the Senate to demand they block the bill. He feels political win. He viewed it as a political win for me, political win for him. It's not
There's
about him. It's
gibberish
not about
again.
me. I'd be a winner. Not really.
They're pulling him off. They're pulling him off. Yeah, listen to him. Yeah, that's what I say. They're not letting him get away with this shit. Good for them.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's
26
right.
seconds
But
ago,
how
all
many
50
of
states have
thousands of
set
people
new
being
record
killed
high
by
gas
illegals?
prices under Biden. Yes, they
To her
have.
parents, I say,
Inflation
my
under
heart goes
Biden is
out to you,
killing
having
America.
lost children myself.
Republicans have
I
no plan to
understand.
cut Social Security.
But
A
look,
made-up story by
if we
Crooked Joe.
change
Yes.
the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border
Pay 'em
because
more
they
than
know if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing, and it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 months, 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way, knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly. Folks,
Ha! As if.
I would respectfully suggest my Republican friends owe it to the American people, get this bill done. We need to act now.
We had a bill. And it doesn't, this, all it does is make more people come in.
And if my predecessor is watching, instead of paying politics and pressuring members of Congress to block the bill, join me in telling the Congress to pass it. We can do it together.
No, fuck you.
But that's what he apparently
I
hears.
can't
but
wait
he
to
will
hear
not
what
do.
Trump has to say about that.
I will not demonize immigrants saying they are poison in the blood of our country. I will not separate families.
There's some more coughing.
I will not
Some more coughing.
ban people because of their faith. Unlike my predecessor on my first day in office, I introduced a comprehensive bill to fix our immigration system. Take a look at it. It has all these and more. Secure the border. Provide a pathway to citizenship for dreamers. And so much more. But unlike my
Biden talked
predecessor,
about the Snickers bars before he talked about the
I
border.
know who we are as Americans.
Trump derangement syndrome.
We're the only nation in the world with a heart and soul that draws from old and new. Home to Native Americans, and ancestors have been here for thousands of years. Home to people of every place, from every place on earth.
Thousands
They came
of
freely.
years?
Some came in chains. Some came when famine struck, like my ancestral family in Ireland. Some to flee persecution, to chase dreams that are impossible anywhere but here in America. That's America. And we all come from somewhere, but we're all Americans.
Yep, some more coughing. He's coughing some more.
Look, folks, we have a simple choice. We can fight about fixing the border, or we can fix it. I'm ready to fix it.
Right.
Send me the border bill now.
Is that the I was gonna say, is that the reason why you took away all of the stuff that was in place already, that was already fixed?
A transformational moment in history happened 59 years ago today in Selma, Alabama. Hundreds of foot soldiers for justice marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, named after the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, to claim their fundamental right to vote. They were beaten, they were bloody, and left for dead. Our late friend and former colleague, John Lewis, was on that march. We miss him.
Yeah, he milked it for his entire career, too.
But joining us tonight are other marchers, both in the gallery and on the floor, including Betty Mae Fikes, known as the voice of Selma, the daughter of gospel singers and preachers. She sang songs of prayer and protest on that bloody Sunday to help shake the nation's conscience. 5 months later, the Voting Rights Act passed and was signed into law.
The Voting Rights Act?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, Publish. Welcome to the show. Doesn't he mean
But
the
59 years later,
the
We're
Voting
forces
Rights
taking
Act?
us
That's
back
not
in
right, is
time.
it? Doesn't he mean the
Voter suppression.
Civil Rights Act?
election subversion, unlimited dark money, extreme gerrymandering. John Lewis was a great friend to many of us here. But if you truly want to honor him and all the heroes who marched with him, then it's time to do more than talk. Pass the Freedom to Vote Act, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act.
His border bill is a disaster. It would let at least
denying
5,000
another
migrants
core
in a
value
day,
of
and that's
America.
one of the better aspects
Our
of it.
diversity across American
Prices are
life.
up under Big Joe Biden.
Banning books.
Food up
It's
21%,
wrong.
rent up
Instead of
19%,
erasing
power
history, let's
costs up
make history.
29%.
I want to protect fundamental
Don't
rights.
shake people's hands
Pass
going
the
out. He
Equality
keeps
Act.
coughing into his right hand.
And my message to transgender
See as he's getting
Americans,
ready to cough yet again into his right hand.
I
The
have
fake
your
news
back.
media rushes him off the screen. Yeah.
pass the PRO Act for workers' rights. Raise the federal minimum wage, because every worker has a right to a decent living, more than $7 an hour. We're also making history by confronting the climate crisis, not denying it.
Ah, there's the
I
climate
don't think any of you
crisis.
think there's no longer a climate crisis. At least I hope you don't.
There never was, you puke.
I'm taking the most significant action ever on climate in the history of the world. I'm cutting our carbon emissions in half by 2030, creating tens of thousands of clean energy jobs like the
No, you're
IBW
not.
work is building and installing
No, you're not.
500,000 electric vehicle charging stations.
Yeah, where are they?
Conserving 30% of America's lands and waters by 2030. And taking action on environmental justice, fence line communities smothered by the legacy of pollution. In pattern after the Peace Corps and AmeriCorps, I launched the Climate Corps to put 20,000 young people to work in the forefront of our clean energy future.
There's some more
I'll
government
triple
jobs
that
for
number
you,
in a decade.
which they probably aren't doing shit about.
state the obvious. All Americans deserve the freedom to be safe. And America is safer today than when I took office.
Good one, Trump. Biden,
The year
Harris,
before I took office, murder
endorsed
rates
by
went up 30%.
Vladimir Putin.
30% they went up.
Passed the Freedom
The
to
biggest
Cheat in
increase
Voting
in
Act,
history.
which is really what he wants. Yep.
It was then, through my American Rescue Plan, which every American voted
What did that
against,
guy
I
just
might add,
holler?
we made the largest investment in public safety ever. Last year, the murder rate saw the sharpest decrease in history. Violent crime fell to one of its lowest levels in more than 50 years.
Because they've changed the way that they report it now.
We have helped cities invest in more community police officers, more mental health workers, more community violence intervention. Give communities the tool to crack down on gun crime, retail crime, and carjacking. Keep building trust as they've been doing by taking executive action
responsible
on
and
police
putting them in
reform.
jail and keeping them off
And
the
calling
streets
for it
after
to
they
be
do
the
this
law
shit?
of the land. Directing my cabinet to review the federal classification of marijuana and expunging thousands of convictions for the mere possession, because no one should be jailed for simply using or have it on their record.
Simply using or having it on their record.
Take on crimes of domestic violence. I'm ramping up the federal enforcement of the Violence Against Women Act that I proudly wrote when I was a senator.
The what?
So we can finally end the scourge against women in America.
The only way to do that is to stop getting men to claim that they're women
There are
and
other
taking
kinds
their
of violence
spaces.
I want to stop. With us tonight is Jasmine, whose 9-year-old sister Jackie was murdered with 21 classmates and teachers in an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Very soon after that happened, Jill and I went to Uvalde for a couple of days. We spent hours and hours with each of the families. We heard their message, so everyone in this room, in this chamber, could hear the same message.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny Engineer.
constant
Same
refrain,
shit. This,
you
like I
know,
say,
it's
this has
like,
been
oh,
nothing
we
but
need every
a
family.
campaign speech,
They
basically.
said, do something. Do something. Well, I did do something by establishing the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House, that the Vice President is leading the charge. Thank you for doing it. Meanwhile, my predecessor told the NRA he's proud he did nothing on guns when he was president. After another shooting in Iowa recently, he said, when asked what to do about it, he said, just get over it.
He did not.
There's his quote, just get over
He
it.
did not.
I say, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
Other countries are laughing at our stupidity on climate. The Green New Scam is destroying our economy and our country. You got
I'm
that
proud
right.
we beat the NRA
He's
when
talking
I
about
signed the most
violence, but
significant gun
migrant
safety
violence
law
is leading
in
the
nearly
worst
30
crime
years
rate in
because of this
history.
Congress. We now must beat the NRA again. I'm demanding a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
Again?
Pass universal background checks.
We already have those.
None of this. None of this. I taught the Second Amendment for 12 years.
He's yelling
None
again.
of this violates the Second Amendment
Yes, it does.
or vilifies responsible
Any law
gun
against the
owners.
Second Amendment violates the Second Amendment. Period.
You know, as we manage challenges at home, we're also managing crises abroad, including in the Middle East. I know the last 5 months have been gut-wrenching for so many people, for the Israeli people, for the Palestinian
War always
people,
is.
and so many here in America. This crisis began on October 7th with a massacre by a terrorist group called Hamas, as you all know. 1,200
No, the first thing
innocent
he hasn't lied
people,
about yet.
women and girls, men and boys, slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust.
Look at all of the. I still can't believe all the emojis over there.
Here in this chamber tonight are families whose loved ones are still being held by Hamas. I pledge to all the families that we will not rest until we bring every one of your loved ones home. We also we will also work around the clock to bring home Evan and Paul, Americans being unjustly detained by the Russians and others around the world.
Really?
Israel has the right to go after Hamas. Hamas ended this conflict by releasing hostages, laying down arms, could end it by releasing the hostages, laying down arms, and surrendering those responsible for October 7th. But Israel has Israel has
another cough. He wants to take away everyone's guns. Remember that when you go to the voting booth, because if I'm not elected, your guns are gone along with your freedom. Well,
Israel also has a fundamental responsibility, though, to protect innocent civilians in Gaza. This war has taken a greater toll on innocent civilians than all previous wars in Gaza combined. More than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of whom are not Hamas. Thousands and thousands of innocents, women and children, girls and boys, also orphaned. Nearly 2 million more Palestinians under bombardment or displacement. Homes destroyed, neighborhoods in rubble, cities in ruin. Families without food, water, medicine.
What a contrast between the Republicans and the Democrats, yeah.
I've been working nonstop to establish an immediate ceasefire that would last for 6 weeks to get all the prisoners released, all the hostages released, to get the hostages home and ease the intolerable humanitarian crisis and build toward an enduring, something more enduring. The United States has been leading international efforts to get more humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Tonight, I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean on the coast of Gaza.
But he's not sending any troops over
carrying
to
food,
any of those
water,
places.
medicine, and temporary shelters. No U.S. boots will be on the ground. A temporary pier will enable a massive increase in the amount of humanitarian assistance getting into Gaza.
How's that going to work? How's that going to work?
And Israel must do its part. Israel must allow more aid into Gaza to ensure humanitarian workers aren't caught in the crossfire.
Israel isn't the one that's keeping them from getting their aid. It's being stolen by their own people.
Gaza. To the leadership of Israel, I say this. Humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or a bargaining chip.
Tell that to Egypt.
Protecting and saving innocent lives has to be a priority. As we look to the future, the only real solution to the situation is a two-state solution over time.
They don't want that. They've never wanted that. The United States keeps trying to push that on them, and they don't want that.
As a lifelong supporter of Israel, my entire career,
Hamas will never accept that.
I
He's having a hard time now. The words are not flowing
the only
smoothly out of his
American
mouth.
president
No,
of Israel in wartime.
He's been losing
There
it
is no
for the last at least 15 minutes.
Israel's security and democracy. There is no other path that guarantees Palestinians can live in peace with peace and dignity. And there's no other path that guarantees peace between Israel and all of its neighbors, including Saudi Arabia, with whom I'm talking. Creating stability in the Middle East also means containing the threat posed by Iran. That's why I built a coalition of more than a dozen countries to defend international shipping and freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. I've ordered strikes
who signed on to that?
capability to defend U.S. forces in the region. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not hesitate to direct further measures to protect our people and our military personnel.
Is that why you're sending them out there?
For years, I've heard many of my Republican and Democratic friends say that China is on the rise and America is falling behind. They've got it backwards. I've been saying it for over 4 years, even when I wasn't president.
No, you haven't.
America's rising. We have the best economy in the world. And since I've come to office, our GDP is up, our trade deficit with China is down to the lowest point in over a decade. And we're standing up against China's unfair economic practices. We're standing up for peace and stability across the Taiwan Straits. I've revitalized our partnership and alliance in the Pacific. India, Australia, Japan, South Korea.
That's funny because they all hate your ass.
I've made sure that the most advanced American technologies can't be used in China, not allowing the trade.
Right.
Frankly,
tell me another one.
All this tough talk on China, it never occurred to my predecessor to do any
How
of
about
that.
the $5 million you got from them?
I want
and the
competition
millions
with
that your
China,
son
not
got from
conflict.
them?
And we're in a stronger position to win the conflict of the 21st century against China than anyone else, for that matter, than any time as well. Here at home, I've signed over
Crooked Joe
400
is selling you
bipartisan
out.
bills.
He's selling you out to China,
There's
and he's
more
selling you out to the environmental
my
extremists
unity
on the
agenda.
radical left.
Strengthen penalties
Yep.
on fentanyl trafficking. You don't want to do that.
He's
huh?
been selling us out since he's been a
Pass
senator.
bipartisan privacy legislation to protect our
Think
children
about it.
online. Harness the promise of AI to protect us from peril. Ban AI voice impersonations and more.
Oh, good luck with that.
Keep our truly sacred obligation to train and equip those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home and when they don't.
He's done nothing for Israel compared to what I've done. It's only words he speaks, not truth. Yeah, you're right, Donald.
That's why the song Support and Help of Dennis and the VA.
Truth
signed
seems
the
to be
pact
working
now.
better now. I can
One of the
refresh
most
it and
significant
it
laws
actually
ever.
comes up.
Helping millions of veterans exposed to toxins who now are battling more than 100 different cancers.
Okay, so why are you throwing
Many of
out?
them
Why are
don't
you
come
throwing
home.
him out on the street for
We
the
owe them
illegals?
and their families.
This guy doesn't care
support.
about veterans. In fact,
We owe
this
it to
this part's
ourselves to
starting
keep
to trigger me
supporting
because he
our new
is.
health research agency
Nah,
called
fuck
ARPA-H.
you.
And
He
remind
made
us
Iran rich. This is why we have the problems in the
Remind us
Middle
that
East.
we
With
can
me,
do
Iran
big
was broke.
things,
He's the
like
reason that the
end
Middle East is
cancer
blowing
as
up.
we
Yep.
know it, and we will.
And he's been promising this for how long? We're gonna cure cancer. Yeah, when? Like I said, and I'll keep telling you
Let me
this.
close
This
with
is
this.
this is nothing but a campaign
Yeah.
speech. This is all I've heard is campaign speech.
I know you don't want to hear any more, Lindsay, but I got to say a few more things. I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
Yeah, too long if you ask
When
me.
you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever. I know the
Not your
American
speech,
story.
that's for sure.
Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation.
And you've always been for
Between
the other
those who want to
side,
pull America back to the past, and those who want to move
or
America into the
whatever will
future.
make you the most money.
My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy, a future based on core values that have defined America: honesty, decency, dignity, equality, to respect everyone,
All of this shit,
to give
all
everyone
of
a
which
fair
he
shot,
has
to give hate
zero
no
of.
safe harbor. Now other people my age see it differently. The American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution, that's not me. I was born amid World War II when America stood for the freedom of the world. I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, among
there's
working
his
class people
Scranton.
who built this country. I watched in horror as two of my heroes, like many of you did, Dr. King and Bobby Kennedy, were assassinated. And their legacies inspired me to pursue a career in service.
The drugs are definitely wearing off
I left the
now.
law firm and became a public defender because my city of Wilmington was the only city in America occupied by the National Guard after Dr. King was assassinated because of the riots. And I became a county councilman almost by accident. I got elected to the United States Senate when I had no intention of running
Almost
at age
by
29.
accident. Had no
Then vice
intention of
president,
running.
our
That's
first
why
black
he
president.
used his son to
Now president to the
campaign
first women
when he
vice
was in
president.
pain after his wife died in a car accident. Don't applaud that. It's bullshit.
In my career, I've been told I was too young. By the way, they didn't let me on the Senate elevators for votes sometimes. Not a joke.
Oh, there's the not a joke.
I've been told I'm too old.
You
Whether
are.
young or old, I've always known what endures. I've known our North Star. The very idea of America is that we're all created equal, deserves to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to that idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I won't walk away from it now.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm optimistic.
Bill just went down again.
I really am. I'm optimistic, Nancy.
There it is. Huh. Just have to keep
My
refreshing
fellow
over on
Americans,
Bill.
The issue facing our nation
Lock him up.
isn't how
Lock
old we
him
are.
up.
It's how old are our ideas. Hate, anger, revenge, retribution are the oldest of ideas. But you can't lead America with ancient ideas. It'll only take us
Why?
back.
You are.
You need America, the land of possibilities. You need a vision for the future and what can and should be done. Tonight you've heard mine. I see a future where defending democracy, you don't diminish it. I see a future where we restore the right to choose and protect our freedoms, not take them away.
Another lie.
I see a future
I see a future
where the
without
middle
Joe
class
Biden.
finally has a fair shot, and the wealthy have to pay their fair share in taxes. I see a future where we save the planet from the climate crisis and our country from gun violence. Above all, I see a future for all Americans. I see a country for all Americans. And I will always be president for all Americans because I believe in America.
Except for those radical
I believe in you, the
Republican
American
MAGA
people.
extremists.
You're the reason we've never been more optimistic about our future than I am now. So let's build the future together. Let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America. And there is nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Today's radical Democratic Party wants to legalize drugs, shoplifting, and the sexual mutilation of your children. But they want to outlaw your gas-powered Suburban, Silverados, and Ford F-150s. And don't forget all your gas-powered stoves. All right, you know what's going to come up next. All of the pundits and the talking heads are going to pretty much interpret what we just heard in English and try to make it seem like, oh, this was, and they're going to say, oh, this was his strongest yet, and yada, yada, yada about all of this stuff. So I'm sure that we'll hear from all of the pundits throughout the next couple of days on this. You know, he couldn't even say the man's name. Even Whoopi Goldberg calls him you-know-who. That's the problem. That's the problem. You don't have enough respect to even look or see or anything anybody else. Everybody else is just wrong, and that's basically what he said to everybody. He's basically everybody else is just I'm right and everyone else is wrong. You aren't gonna, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And again, essentially, we just listened to a taxpayer-funded campaign speech, which actually does no good because none of these people, well, all of these people can vote for him, but they're not going to turn any kind of tides. And I was glad to hear that some people were hollering out when he was lying about stuff. In fact, somebody called out liar when he talked about, yet again, the Republicans cutting off Social Security and all that stuff. If they keep stealing from it, nobody's going to have to cut it off. It's just going to disappear. They're not going to be able to pay people anymore. That was supposed to be all of the stuff that was up there that they've got in line anyway. A lot of these programs and committees and things like that were supposed to be temporary to begin with. Maybe cut some of the spending and all of this. How many deficits did he say that he was? How many times or how many different amounts did he talk about the deficit that he reduced the deficit? I don't think he reduced the deficit by anything. That's why he keeps using different numbers. He doesn't even know. Well, he's lying. Like I say, as always, this man, I've been around for a while. Yeah, I would be a perfect liar too if I had 50 years practice in it, especially getting away with it like he did. Anybody else would have gotten kicked out of school for plagiarizing at that point. Hell, I got in trouble for it in junior fucking high school. And sometimes you don't even know that you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? They say, write a report, go through this, and you know, what can I tell you? So, all right, you guys, I'm way past time, but we had to listen to this feeble old man. He started losing it. I'm glad that he quit after a while, but a majority of this stuff that he said is bullshit. Was bullshit. He's not doing anything other than collecting our money and sending it overseas and supplying illegal aliens with everything that we should be having. He talked about, in fact, it literally, when he started talking about what he was going to do for veterans and all this other stuff, literally started to make me physically ill. Because it's absolute bullshit, and I know that they're kicking out our veterans out on the streets to house these migrants. These illegal migrants, people that don't belong here. They're flooding their streets with it because they know they can't get elected any other way. They've turned everybody against them to the point of where they know they're going to lose. I mean, look at the numbers. He says, look at the numbers. Where is Trump and where is he going on at this time? And I don't even think that the polls are right. The polls haven't been good since the 2016 election. So I don't know. I'm not going to believe anything until I see it actually happen. And again, you can guarantee that anything coming from the government is probably the exact opposite of what is true. And he's talking about, I did this and I did that. Where? I haven't seen any of it. Our talking heads aren't talking about any of this stuff. Where is this infrastructure? Oh, I'm going to rebuild the airports and I'm going to rebuild the roads. Gonna. When is this going to happen? It sure won't happen if they keep spending billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to rebuild Europe and the Middle East. Just step outside and give a couple of blasts of the old disintegration modulator. Yeah. Ah, the space modulator. I used to love Marvin the Martian. All right, real quick. I don't ever end the show without a little bit of Marmari. Emmanuel. Don't forget tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, actually, they're dropping, Headspill is dropping their new music on Spotify. It's actually going to be streaming everywhere. Hopefully, I'll wake up early enough to get on 451 Actual's Freaky Friends Friday and see if we can do some Big Dick Energy. If not, after his show, I'll go live for a little while and play the premiere of my son's new music. I can't wait. We've been asking them for it for a long time, so don't forget about that tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, I guess after you watch 451 Actual, like I say, if we do watch 451 Actual, or if I can get on there. Okay, what am I looking for here? Okay. All right, a little bit of Marmari before we go. This is my main, one of the main prophets besides, of course, Pastor Chatelet when it comes to following Christ and learning about Christ. I like this guy because A, Jesus is his number one focus, and B, he knows Aramaic. He actually knows and has studied the Bible and actually knows what the words actually translate from Aramaic into English, not Aramaic to German to Greek to Spanish to whatever thing, and then to English. It loses something in translation. It really does. And I've learned so much from this man, but also too, he inspires me as well because he does love Jesus so much. All right, I gave you Marmari, Emmanuel. How to pray.
Me speaks the language of singularity. I, love speaks the language of plural, we. When the disciples approached the Lord Jesus and asked him, teach us on how to pray, what did the Lord say? He said, every time you pray, you say, our Father. Not my Father, our Father. So when we come to the church as faithfuls, we pray, we say, our Father. But when I go to my home and I go into my room and I stand alone by myself, I still say, our Father. I don't say, my Father who art in heaven. Whether we are many or one, it is always the pluralistic language, because the language of love is we, not I. Me speaks the
That's a very good sentiment.
I.
The language of love is we, not I. He makes sense. All right, you guys, that's about it for me right now. Don't forget to support all the folks on Rougaroo's interactive schedule. And, of course, you know how to support my channel. All my links are below. Click on some of them. Be sure to head on over to the Drunken Rocky Show. I know there's millions of streamers out there that you could have spent this evening with, and I'm very honored and pleased that you decided to spend it with little old me. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the support, the comments, the calls. Don't forget, again, to hit the Drunken Rocky Show on Odysee and Rumble. All the folks, and check out all the folks and the streamers on the community pureblood.tv station. You might be surprised what you're going to find. And you might be inspired to add yourself to that list of streamers as well. We need all kinds of entertainment. God bless you. God bless America. I wish you peace, love, health, and music always. And until next time, AMF!